The Art of Oneness, the second of 6 lessons. Manifestations of same. Oneness, that is. Every and all actions, events, objects, or embodiments are one with everything. In and through it, all things reside, move, and have their being, from minuscule molecule to this great plane. Now then, how awesome is it to comprehend, fathom, or grasp this and that there is but one power, one force, one presence, guiding, running, and responding to everything. Ultimately, no matter where one finds himself, from the loftiest heights of the spirit realm to the abysmal depths of so-called hell, even well beyond the gates where morning dwells, the whole of creation and everything which goes along with it are there too, for me and you, whether there is or isn't good or bad intention or intent. One's thoughts and acts, in fact, all words and deeds affect all others, directly or indirectly, always reflecting back unto self just as indiscriminately. There simply ain't no way to get around it. Creation, that is. Analogous to the butterfly effect, and yet don't be fooled by the materialistic power puppets that be, trying to change the meaning of things, sowing confusion and enabling derision. It's more akin to the original way of saying it, like how a lake-tossed pebble sends out ripples in every direction, rebounding and redirecting with every counter encounter, akin to energy, as in vibration and frequency. Heck, not some frickin' fluttering insect. Just as real as one's entire body feels suffering from even the tiniest of injuries, so too doth the individually influence the collective society and world at large. Again, depending on good or bad intent or intention. That's the tendency. See? One must declare and dedicate their mental, physical, and spiritual bodies as constructive channels for creative forces to flow, if one would comprehend or understand one's purpose and solemn duty to the whole of fellow beings, by applying ourselves most wisely and working together towards betterment, for one and hence all, of course. And so it should be willed, not so none shall perish nor fail per se, but rather such that all can come into the know or a closer contact and better relationship with same or others. And when this is attained and becomes ingrained, is when one realizes and sees all obstacles as stepping stones to build upon, all thorns as nails to build with, and all fires as the forging flames of creation itself to work with. Yea, the bigger the challenge, the greater the opportunity in disguise. Every damned if you do or don't time, bottom line, facing and addressing hindrances and weaknesses is the ways and means through which one becomes tempered and hence stronger still. If one could only remain patient and maintain faith in self in the midst of doubt, sorrow, trouble, and or turmoil, the very integral attributes of creation itself, one would have has an unparalleled set of circumstances, possibilities, or chances to observe and more potentially eschew, or better yet, conquer obfuscation. Indeed, one need not wait for some great epiphany, experience, or vision. Rather, just be consistently kind and understanding with everything, heaving whatever gumption one can, muster and rally to the mix in given situations. Already think of it as a performance piece with a happy ending, or at the very least, being cheerful and upbeat always helps to calm and quell. Though these things be matters in the flesh, they are of the spirit as well, which when executed successfully become as proofs or truth, not just to oneself, but to others involved or witness to it too. Ultimately, the one thing standing in the way of understanding the false construct of separateness is one's own self. You and you alone open and close said door. Never allow self to ever feel separate or separated and apart from creation and fellow beings. Simply perish the very thought immediately should it arise. It does no one no good anyway. For again, what affects another affects one as well, seeing as we're all one to begin with, though nevertheless distinctly individual. In essence, those of us actually of dearly beloved Mother Earth are family, while those from outside our otherwise enshrined plane of existence be distant and near relatives. So it only behooves you to consider and treat everyone encountered, from first-hand experience to that of the third kind, as relation, good or bad. Therefore, better to love or understand one another without distinction, knowing full well that all is and are one and the same part of creation, albeit in different shapes, fashions, forms, and functions. Get it? The more one practices and exercises grace, love, mercy, and peace, the more they flow through us. Indeed, potentially exponentially so, the more one realizes the oneness of all creation, in which case, keep thy heart open to the higher self's wisdom from within, in order to quicken every thought and deed. Ye ways and means aren't hidden, but rather lie in plain sight of thine three eyes. And if not seen, doesn't mean that which is otherwise concealed won't eventually be revealed. As sure as shit as the sun, moon, and truth can't be obscured, obstructed, nor ignored for long either. And such shall naturally manifest to those whom have open enough minds to listen and hear what's being said and shown about the glorious oneness of creation. While the method by which one should prepare and conduct oneself is merely via activity of will, pure and simple, in order to receive, that is, earn assistance or guidance, and an even greater concept, mastery, and sense of the wonderful oneness of creation itself. After all, 'tis as much a part of you as we are of it.